wow, this feels like gold running through my body. Hi, I am so thankful for everything that I've learned, and I would love to talk about residue. And when you're in the process of creation and noticing what no longer serves you and being in line at the ticket booth with all that you want, and then feels like sometimes I'm in that line, I'm in the alignment, I know where I'm going, and then at a moment's notice, I can get into the other line, which is slightly different than what I actually want to expect.
That means that there's momentum about both.
Okay.
The law of attraction is the reason for residue, because an active vibration within you will continue to produce. So when that active vibration within you is no longer there, it doesn't just follow you. In other words, you're recreating it. You're recreating it. It's not residue. It's new creation based upon old habits of thought. Something could happen when you were very young or a month ago, and if you did not reactivate it through finding the feeling place of it or conversation about it, it wouldn't keep coming. And that doesn't mean that something could never happen that could cause you to think about it and reactivate it. It's just less likely to happen. No one's presented that word to us before. It's a really good word, residue. Residue will not follow you unless you keep it active with thought. So let's coin a new phrase, emotional residue. And a belief is just a thought that you continue to think. So it's belief residue. It really is about continue to think something. You see, we get why people would continue to think about things, because people continue to talk about things. There are monuments about terrible things that have happened everywhere, and people go to revisit the feeling of those terrible things, not realizing that they are keeping the residue active. But it's not the same residue, it's new residue based upon the vibrational frequency of the old.
I understand that.
Yeah.
I feel as if it's so amazing, the law of attraction. I was sitting over there earlier and I was thinking about being here, sitting here in this moment and what that would feel like. And I could feel the water, felt like gold running through my veins, water pumping through me. And it's this feeling that I get when I think about being a speaker and talking about how belief is not automatic, that you have to create it.
Well, belief can be automatic. In other words, something can happen that really gets your attention. It's hard not to believe something that happened. We're not trying to get you to shed your beliefs. We're asking you to more selectively sift among them so that you keep active the ones that are important to you. We've been wanting to find ways for people to feel the power of their attraction and how they are presenting themselves to this field of attraction. We described you and everyone else as holding a bag full of marbles. And the marbles are every thought you've ever thought. But the only marbles that are important in this bag are the ones that are active. And the ones that are active are only the ones that you've been recently bringing back to activity. And so everybody else is moving around spaces and they've got their bags of marbles. And the law of attraction is putting bags of marbles together that are like one another. What your life experience becomes day after day after day is about what you've got active in your bag and what others have active in their bag of marbles. So today, especially in light of what we talked about earlier, let's think about the bag of marbles that your inner being holds, which is about all things wanted and how those marbles feel, which is really, really good. And so if your decision was to match your marbles with your inner being's marbles, then beliefs do not hold a part. They do not play a role in what's happening in your life experience. It's just these desires that you've launched over there, which your inner being continues to bring the residue forward of all the things you want. That's the residue you want. Everything that you want is still there for you. It's still active because your inner being has kept it active.
Can we talk about it in the context of a relationship then? And let's just say it, let's generalize it. We've been in a relationship for a long time and we know that moving forward, it's probably not the best place for us.
Moving forward with the current active bags of marbles may not be, but each of you are capable of activating different marbles in your bag, and your relationship could be entirely different a very short time from now. Every particle of the universe, which means every person too, contains wanted and unwanted. And your work as a deliberate creator is to focus upon the aspects that you want to experience in your life experience. And so it isn't about asking someone to be different than they are. It's about activating something different in you that matches you up with something different in them. Most people think, oh, well, if they'd just be different, they'd be perfect. And really, it's about what's active within you. Most relationships come to an end because most people are sloppy thinkers and they just keep the residue active. So the relationship just is same old, but it doesn't have to be. We like to use the phrase, look for easy existing matches. Look at this relationship or anything for easy existing matches. And by easy existing matches, we mean existing matches to what your inner being is seeing. Because there was a reason you came together. There were clearly matches, or you wouldn't be together. So as you reach for easy existing matches and you find true resonance with your inner being and all that your inner being knows that you are and all that your inner being knows that you want. And if the other's bag of marbles does not resemble that in any way, and you have come into concert with your inner being, you'll go this way and the other won't. But what most people do, instead of lining up with what they really want so that it's clear understanding of where they want to be, instead they keep noticing what they don't like and keeping that residue active in their vibration, noticing what they don't want, noticing what they don't want. They just keep going the same direction. But when you choose what you really want, maybe the other will choose it too. Because when you're in alignment, you are really influential. But if they're really, really not going to go, then that will happen happily. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And is it the same when you think about creation in all of the areas, so whether that's relationship or career? I notice that I can create pretty much anything that I want when I'm really in that line, like I'm holding the ticket for it. But sometimes I feel like, ooh, maybe it's too easy, and that's where I notice that residue of doubt starts to creep in.
Well, the longer, the more consistently you focus upon wanted. Remember, we were telling you that your inner being is focused upon that wanted too. So that point of attraction is really powerful. So if you aren't really pulling against it in any way, then there's momentum happening for you. So it gets easier and easier and easier. And the reason it gets easier, this annoys people, but the more you focus upon what you want, the more what you want shows up in your experience, so the more you can observe it. And really, observing things is the easiest way to keep them active. But you got to know what you're doing. You got to be aware that you want to observe what feels good and deactivate what doesn't feel good. This is a powerful and absolute statement. Most people offer most of their vibration in response to what they are observing. So if they're just sloppily observing whatever's in front of them, then they don't really have any deliberate direction going on. But if you care about how you feel, and you are observing how you feel, and you're deliberately lining up with that feeling of gold rushing through you that you were talking about, and you are in alignment with your inner being much of the time, then what happens is the momentum happens so that what you're feeling keeps coming, and then you're observing it, which makes you feel it more. That's why the better it gets, 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 the better it gets. It's also why the worse it gets, the worse it gets, the worse it gets, the worse it gets. Law of attraction is the real deal, and it's active all the time.